Sir, you saw the paper. While finishing discussion, I gave one reference of constitutional morality. I talked of constitutional morality. You saw the paper? 11th question. Constitutional morality. Again it came. Okay. That time actually paper was going on. But it came from, what is the source? Previous year question. Okay. So, when we discussing about this one, we discussed about GS1 paper. Okay. So after discussing GS1, what strategy we brought for history after seeing the previous year question? Okay. For history, what is important? Themes. Okay. Themes and approach for the specific themes. Okay, that we have. This one for history. Then geography. What strategy we need to follow? We need to see the syllabus and then previous year questions. These themes also from where we'll take previous year questions, and these same themes will repeat again and again. Geography, same previous year questions, syllabus. In addition to this, major current affairs. Current affair means it linked to the syllabus. Okay. Third, society. After seeing the question, if you see the society syllabus, it is very vague. Okay, we can't say. So what will be our approach? Sociology. Optional paper is there. Okay, we'll not go into optional, but we'll see the theme, how they divided. Paper 2 ka syllabus we'll see. Sociology. So there they are given about the tribals. Okay, tribal, what they are given, challenges to tribals. Okay, how the diversity is there. So all these things there will make notes from the GS perspective. Caste also, caste issues, other things they have discussed there. Okay, in syllabus is there. So this thing will pick from the sociology optional, and from that we'll make the notes for the society. So we'll cover all the aspects. Okay, be it marriage. Okay, other parts like caste system is there, tribals are there. Okay, so for that, where we'll rely sociology optional syllabus. This is for GS1. Now, if we see the GS2, briefly I will tell you what would be the strategy. What strategy I use there. In GS2, everything is a syllabus. You need to decode the syllabus. Okay, current affair will set the context, but ultimately syllabus will be the important, because whatever coming current affair, somewhere it will link to the syllabus. Okay, so we need to focus on syllabus. Even we will discuss the question, whatever the came in all the 20 question, everything is in a syllabus. Okay, and current affair for the polity means specific, polity and governance. Okay, everything is syllabus. Plus there is another part, social justice. Here we need to make the comprehensive notes, but ultimately it depends on syllabus. Then last part is there, international relations. Okay, so here what is the source? Here everything depends on current affair. Whatever going in current affair, from there only they will ask the question. Okay, so just to be on safer side, we need to know particular historical development between the two countries or the institutes. But here when it comes to polity, syllabus is everything. Okay, one by one we'll see the question. Now see the first question. Discuss corrupt practices, purposes of representation of People's Act. Okay, analyze increase in asset, all these things. Leave this. See the syllabus. Salient feature of representation of People's Act. Okay, it is in syllabus. Now when I made notes, I have brought the notes because many of the topics directly came from my notes. Okay, so that time I discussed about both notes, both the two representation People's Act, 50 and 51. Then again, what are the related topic? Criminalization of politics. Okay, it is same only, asset related, all these things. Criminalization of politics, context is same. You see the question, it is about the corrupt practices. Okay, corrupt practices means what? Criminalization of politics. Okay, so you need to have the syllabus, your notes. Okay, This I made in 2023, criminalization of politics. So peripheral part we need to cover it here. Okay. Then again, what could be the next? Election funding, because last year it was in again the question, because Supreme Court they finished this one, electoral bond. So electoral funding is the major issue. So it also comes here only. Then code of conduct, model code of conduct gottula ellarge. Okay, that will enforce when the elections will come. That also related to here. Then some judgments are there. So and EVM related issue. See, these all comes under Representation of People's Act. Now see the question. Discuss the corrupt practices. This also previous year question was also there on the same corrupt practices for the purpose of Representation People's Act, whether the increase in asset of legislator or their associate disproportionate of the known source of income would constitute undue influence or consequently corrupt practices. So question is the opinion based. They are asking your opinion. Okay, what do you think? They are not mentioned, but discuss. You need to bring the both dimensions there. Okay, and same question, this Representation of People Act, this came in in 2019. Question was that on what ground people's representation can be disqualified under Representation of People's Act. Okay, the question is the Representation of People's Act is a constant. Okay, so when we make the notes, what we need to focus on here, Representation of People's Act. This would be our one topic. So what will cover in that particular format? Just I show you criminalization of politics. Okay, then state funding or the electoral funding. Then again, next what we can cover here, what I discussed there, one EVM related issues. Then again, Representation of People's Act 51, it deals with the disqualification. So actually 2 times they have asked a question. Okay, this is again 22, same on disqualification they asked a question. So these aspects we need to cover when it comes to Representative People Act. Now let them ask any question. We'll cover with this approach. Okay, so again this way if you approach to paper 2, take the syllabus and think on what can be the peripheral area. So this way we'll have the holistic notes. Okay, now see the second question. Comment on the need of administrative tribunal as compared to the court system. Impact recent tribunal reform, the rationalization of tribunal made in 2021. This was in news, current affair question, because it was very controversial. Because the tribunal, government set minimum age for to go on tribunals, become the judge there, 50 years, legal officer. So that's why Supreme Court already 2 times struck down it, but still government enacted it. Okay, so this was in news. And this one, administrative tribunal, I guess in 2020 or 21, they asked the same question about the administrative tribunal, whether the administrative tribunal overshadowing the court system or not. Okay, so that kind of question was there, previous year question. So again, the previous year question is important. And also when you see the syllabus, separation of power between the various legal dispute redressal mechanism and institution. So what is question talking there? Administrative tribunal and the court system. Okay, comparing. So what is exactly it is? It is focusing on separation of power. Okay, so again it is linked to syllabus. So when we cover this syllabus, that time you need to think on different aspect. Even the next UPSC, this one, appointment, here is the question. This one, appointment of various constitutional posts, power, function, responsibility, various constitutional bodies, statutory, regulatory, various quasi-judicial bodies. So there would be some constitutional bodies. Okay, so we need to consider these all constitutional bodies. There are some important statutory bodies. Statutory body means what? The bodies which came into existence by way of law. Okay, constitutional body means they came into existence by constitution. There is provision in constitution. Now election commission is a constitutional body because constitution mentioned election commission. Now the enforcement directorate, ED, it is statutory body because it is enacted by the law. Okay, it is not mentioned in constitution. Same way, some regulatory, SEBI can be there. It regulates the financial market. RBI is a regulatory body. It regulates banking system. So same way. Whereas quasi-judicial means what? They decide the dispute in some extent. Okay, now election commission is one example, quasi-judicial body, because they decide when the dispute between two factions in one political party is there. So that time they take some judicial function. Okay, so we need to link this and this separation of power. This aspect, two aspects, this constitutional bodies and these statutory bodies, and here. Okay, how can be separation of power? Same way, legislative, executive. Okay, executive, judiciary. So need to think in broader perspective. Okay, next again I will show you. There are many questions in this system. Now see this one, third question. Compare and contrast president's power up to pardon in India and in USA. Are there any limits to the both countries? And what is the preemptive pardon? So this is the some bouncer. If you know the meaning, then only you can answer. But I don't. If you don't know, like many people will not be knowing. Okay. So don't think much about this part. Think here. President's power. Compare and contrast. There is one more question on comparison based. See. 14th question. Discuss evaluation of collegium system, critically examine advantage, disadvantage, system appointment of judges in Supreme Court and Supreme Court of India and that of USA. 2 question comparison. Now source. Comparison of Indian constitutional scheme and that of other countries. Okay, this is source. They can ask to compare anything. Now they have asked judiciary, and judiciary, if I have to tell you, I made notes in 2023, it's in there, judicial appointment. US is there, UK is there, France, Germany. Okay, it's not, I not saw the dream, it will ask, it is in where ARC report 2, Administrative Reform Commission report 2, that widely referred for this one, and they have given there. They have compared judicial appointments between two, they have compared in United Kingdom, USA, France and Germany. So from there I made notes. Okay, and they have asked. So source is also traceable. Okay, from ARC to ARC report, question came. You can consider. Also the collegium system is in news. Okay, last 1 year. The ex-vice president always used to put allegation on collegium system. So it was in news and it was also expected question. Okay, from last 2 or 3 years, everyone was expecting, but this year this question came. Okay, so now next time, if you want to predict, how will predict? Now they asked to compare judicial appointment. Next time, previously they asked how the president appointed. What was the context? In Indian president and France president. Same time, 24 itself. Because we also had presidential election, France also had presidential election. So they asked to compare. But the ultimately source was, they not left the syllabus. They kept syllabus and they show frame question from current affair. Okay. So what is our base for GS2? Syllabus. And whatever the happening current affair, we'll consider syllabus as a base and we'll prepare notes for that one. So our notes will be very holistic. Okay. Now next time what they might ask the role of speaker. Okay. India speaker and USA speaker. This can be, you can predict, compare Indian Parliament, USA Parliament. Okay, and these all many of things are given in second ARC report. Okay, so you can frame the you can take the clue from there. Okay, so this way we can when we'll discuss this approach classes, in approach classes we'll discuss everything, how we can predict the question. Okay, so this is one theme that directly came here. Next question is there. The nature of Jammu Kashmir Legislative Assembly. The nature of Jammu Kashmir Legislative Assembly after Jammu Kashmir Reorganization Act 2019 briefly describe the power function of Assembly in Indian Territory. Why it is in its source in current affairs? Because last year Supreme Court upheld that government's power to abolish Article 370. So that's why it is in news. And also previously, when the government abolished that 370, Article 370, rejected the status, that time also it came in news. So two stresses are there, one current affair and one previous year question. Okay. So again, it was in news. So now you are new people, but whoever wrote means this year, they will be read about this one. Okay. So next time when you will write mains, that time also you will be reading current affair for 1 year. So that time you will be also knowing this kind of question. Okay. Next, Attorney General of India. This is also came from syllabus is also there. Previous year question. Visible? So Attorney General of India plays crucial role in guiding legal framework of Indian government and ensuring sound governance through legal counsel. Discuss the responsibility, right, limitation of this regard. Okay, this is the question. Source, just as shown you. Appointment to various constitutional posts, power, function, responsibility, various constitutional bodies. Now they asked a CAG, this Attorney General. Previously they asked a CAG. Who is the CAG? Comptroller and Auditor General of India. And this Attorney General also repeated question. So in 2019 they asked the question on Attorney General. And CAG also. 2 years back they asked a question on CAG. Previously that also they asked a question on CAG. So now what you can predict based on this? They might ask question on Election Commission because it's in source. They are asking question from the syllabus. They might ask question for other UPSC is there. This is constitutional body. GST Council is there. It is also in news. It is also constitutional body. Okay. There are other bodies. National Commission for Scheduled Caste. National Commission for Scheduled Tribe. They have already asked for National Commission on other backward classes. Okay. So this question came in 2020 or 21. That question came. So what you need to do? You need to consider this as your base. See the other bodies, constitutional body. What you need to see while making notes, what you need to see? Appointment procedure, how they appointed. What is their power? What is their function? What is their responsibility? And more question. Additional to issues related to this particular body. And there would be same, like if you see National Commission of Scheduled Caste, I have made notes there. Issues will be same. Okay. First, it will be related appointment. It is political. It might be political motivated. Second, it related to financial, economical dimension. We will cover. Same approach we will also take here. We will cover here financial or fiscal because it is dependent on government. Okay. So this aspect we will be covering. Again, after that we can cover the power. When it comes to the power, it don't have the any like true power. It just can it has advisory power. It can advise. It cannot enforce its directive, or it don't have the staff. So all the constitutional bodies measure, they have the same issue. So what we will do? We will prepare single category of issues for all, which covers all constitutional bodies. And depending on the question, let them ask any constitutional body. We can write the issues. And specifically, we can see the post appointment, how they appointed, power, function, responsibility. This will be covered in prelims itself. Prelims time you will be knowing this one. Okay. Extra we need to do issue. And then again, way forward. This only we need to prepare. Again, it will be same for everyone. Reforming appointment, give them financial independence. Okay. This one, established selection committee, like it consists of Prime Minister, leader of opposition, and also Chief Justice of India or other neutral person. So there will be neutrality in appointment. Same way forward, we can write any constitutional body. Okay, which is not in that mentioned in constitution. Okay, so this is the way you can prepare the notes. So if question comes, you will not think it is bouncer. It is, you can predict from the syllabus and seeing the previous year question. Okay. Next question. This is for this one, polity. Next question, it comes from this one, social justice. Now the question is, women's social capital complement in advancing empowerment and gender equality. Okay, women's social capital complements in advancing empowerment and gender equality. So this is social justice part. It is also in our syllabus. Okay. Welfare for the vulnerable section. Who comes in vulnerable section? Women's, lower caste, poor's, children's, disables. So when we make the notes, vulnerable section means we will consider these all the people. Okay, and that time we will make the notes. What are the issues? What is the potential? And way forward. If you make the 3 dimension, you can answer any kind of question. So now woman is one of the vulnerable section. So question come under potential. How can it lead to gender equality and empowerment? So it is basically what you will write in way forward. Okay, and what is the potential? These 2 aspects will write to answer this question, advancing empowerment. Okay, so again you can just blending your notes, you can answer this one. Okay, the next, e-governor project have built in bias towards the technology backend integration then user centric design. Okay, there is direct this one question in syllabus. E-governance. When you cover the e-governance, when we see the e-governance, we'll just will not see the what is e-governance. We'll cover the all the related aspect. Okay, what is it potential? Okay, what are the issues? When it comes to issues, we'll cover the all. What is the social issues? What is the political issue? Political means what? Central government will have the one website. State government will have the other. And people, it will be problem of duplication. And just because they have the different government, these people have different government, they will not blend. They will not agree to come together and make the easy for people because they have the different political ambitions. So these aspect, political aspect we can cover. Economical aspect, again the affordability, data is not affordable to everyone. So everyone will not have the devices to access the services. Okay, again the data is not there. Again technological problem, integration related problem is there. Everybody is not digitally illiterate. Okay, there is the problem. So all these problems we'll see. Okay, there. So all the aspect will cover when see the e-governance. Now the question is that they are asking specifically technology related issues. Okay, so if you cover these all issues, now let them ask any kind of issue. You covered all the social, political, economical, technological, all the issues. Now they are asked only technological. Next time they might go for only social. They might combine this e-governance with women. Okay, how it is challenging for them to access. So what is we are written in social dimension will blend according to need of the demand of the question and the right answer. So this we'll see when we'll discuss this all part. Okay, how to blend content and answer the question. Okay. Now this is to civil service also. Civil service organization are often perceived as being anti-state actor rather than the non-state actors. You know, there is one theme. Civil service organization means what comes here? NGOs mostly, non-profit organization. These people comes, and also anti-state, non-state actor. Why it is mentioned? Because if you see the last 2 years, there are many NGOs this permission to accept the grants from other nations. It is cancelled. Okay, under FCRA Act, there is one act which give permission to accept grants from the donations from the other countries. Okay, and sometime what happens, this donation comes, it is used to against the government policies. Okay, so to stop developments in country, some other countries will fund the environmental organization in India, so they will just start protesting against them and they will stop the development. So that time they will become anti-state actors. Okay, so this aspect, and it is again it is in syllabus. Where it is? Development process, development industry, role of NGO, self-help group, various group, association, donor, charity, institutional, and other stakeholders. Okay, now when we'll see this one, we'll not see just what are their function. We'll see the challenges, what is their function and non-function, advantage and disadvantage. Okay, advantage when we will see from government perspective. There would be a question how the civil service organization will help the government in service delivery. So when we'll see the civil service organization, that time we'll see the other, how it can complement government. Okay, how can it become good for the peoples. So all the aspect will be, all the stakeholders will discuss that time. So that time also we'll have the holistic notes. Okay, so that time also after that you can tackle any kind of question. Okay, so this conducting, because to make you aware that everything is you can tackle. Okay, many like just only one friend called me, this I was telling you judicial appointment na? So I told him before when he was writing the mains, that time I shown him notes and he took the images and the question came. So this time this way works here. Okay, you need to share with everyone. It's not like one person is sitting and doing this. If I'm sharing with you experience with you, you might come with new strategy, you might find something here you can share with me. So it is useful for me also. So this way I'm just telling you how you can think here. Okay, how you can predict the questions. Okay, if you find new thing, you can come and tell me. That also we can integrate in onto our notes. We can discuss in approach classes. Okay. Now the next question again. This is international relations. Okay, international relations, there will be two parts. One will be bilateral relations. Second will be multilateralism or regionalism. So actually it happens when international relation comes. India first would be India's neighbor. Will come in neighbor. Pakistan, Bangladesh, Nepal, Bhutan, Sri Lanka, Maldives, Myanmar. These all people will come. Then comes region. Now regional mein who comes? Now consider South Asia is the region. Apart from the neighbor, who comes here? Afghanistan. Consider second region, Central Asia. Who comes? These 5 states are there. Kyrgyzstan, Kazakhstan, Uzbekistan. This comes. Then Southeast Asia, one region. Who comes here? Indonesia, Myanmar, these all people. Okay. Then Europe, one region. Europe who come? This Germany, all this, everything. Africa, one region. Now Africa also, West Asia is one region. Who comes here? West Asia? Mostly Arab countries. Okay. In also Arab countries and West Africa, there is MANA, this one term they use. This Middle Asia and North Africa, MANA. It is actually, they asked me in interview, do you know what are the issues faced in MANA region? I didn't know MANA region, but I just take the guess and started telling them food crisis going on, civil wars is going on. They asked me to mention specific one. Then I said, I don't know, sir, what is full form of MANA. Then he said, why did you answer then? We don't know. Okay, because in UPSC, they will not check what you know. They will check your integrity. Okay, they have mentioned in notification itself. Okay, if you don't know, even if you say all the question, I said, I don't know. You are showing your integrity, honesty there. Okay, that will be rewarded. So, okay, I will come to their region. These are the region. Then comes bilateral relations. Bilateral may what comes? India, USA, India, Pakistan, between the two countries. So these all aspects covered in international relations. So this way only we'll be seeing the international relations. Now this one, what is there? India and Africa. Now is there any country Africa? It is Africa is continent. There where it comes? Africa, India and the regions. Okay. So they are not talking about any specific country. They are talking Indian relation with other region. Okay. So how it is digital partnership, all these things. Okay. We presided over G20 2 years back. So that time India took some major initiative related to digital partnership, and also India took the Africa on board. Africa joined G20. Okay. So that's why this question there would have been the reference of this question. Okay. So this is also current affair part you can take, or else just I showing you how we can cover all the current affair. This one, international relations. Okay. Also when I made notes, I covered this aspect this way. So this one, whatever they are asking, Africa digital partnership, it is in my notes. So I can tackle this one. So this is the strategy to make notes. So it's not only we are discussing the question paper, based on the question how we can build a strategy. So that we will be is our focus to discuss here. Then next question. With waning of globalization, post Cold War is becoming site of soaring nationalism. What is soaring nationalism now? Nothing but the protectionism it is talking about. Okay, now that what is protectionism? What do we consider? Our Atmanirbhar Bharat. What we are doing? Atmanirbhar Bharat, we want to reduce the imports. Okay, we want to boost our domestic capacity. So indirectly for other countries' perspective, what we are doing? Protectionism. USA calls it protectionism. Even the Make America Great Again, USS, it is kind of protectionism. Okay, they are putting tariffs on other countries to stop the imports from other countries. So that is nothing but the soaring national. It is current affair part. But question is very generic. It is not specific targeting any country. So you need to cover all the entire parts. Also you need to talk about the India there. Okay. So these aspects you need to cover here. Next question is about the constitutional moralities fulcrum for is fulcrum which acts as an essential check upon the high functionaries and citizen life. In the view of our observation of the Supreme Court, explain the concept of constitutional morality, application, and ensure balance between judicial independence and judicial accountability. Okay, this question asked in 2021. Question was the constitutional morality is rooted in constitution itself. It is founded on its essential facets. Explain the doctrine of constitutional morality with the help of relevant judicial decision. I guess in 22 also they asked before 2 times they have asked constitutional morality, including this 3 times now. Okay, so previous year question, constitutional morality, you need to make this one, and constitutional morality is nothing but what is the prescription of constitution? Equality, okay, and rejection of untouchability, freedom of speech, everything. What is the fundamental right is nothing but form the part of constitutional morality. Apart from this separation of power, other parts of syllabus, that is the constitutional morality. Another there is theme. It's related to Article 21. So what is the Article 21? Right to life. If you see 2-3 times they have already asked a question and continuously 2-3 years. 23, 22, 21 actually they asked, and 23 I guess. 2-3 years. 21 theme will be same. 23 also they asked. I wrote that time. That time they it is related to judicial interpretation. So there is 2 types of concept: procedure established by law and due process of law. Due process of law means what? See, first procedure established by law means whatever the procedure established by a particular law. Okay, if law says I can if someone kills the cow, then he can be hanged there. So it is procedure given in the law. If government act or the police, the judiciary act on this decision, this particular law, it is considered procedure established by law. It is valid. But due process of law means what? The particular law, like the same law only, which gives the death punishment for the cow slaughter. The judiciary will go and check whether the government can bring such a law. So just by killing a cow, government can make a like a hang a person or not. So what is doing? They are checking the spirit of that particular law. That comes under due process of law, and the due process of law mentioned in this 21, Article 21. Okay, and this considering the due process of law, government has brought judiciary has interpreted in different way. Right to environment, okay, right to good sleep, right to sleep. You have the fundamental right, you know. Okay, this right to sleep is fundamental right. Right to use internet. If someone is stopping you to use internet, you can tell I have fundamental right to use internet. It is interpreted in 21. So this UPSC asks how the judiciary expanding the nature or the scope of the constitution by interpreting the Article 21. This is also mostly recurring theme. So we can make the comprehensive notes on that. It will not be wasted. Sometime again they will ask the question, definitely. Okay, now the ensure balancing judicial independence and judicial accountability. How they will that we'll see later on, because it will take a lot of time. We started discussing all the questions. Just I will tell you how to tackle where the questions are coming and how we can tackle the question, how we can prepare in better way for dynamic questions. Okay, now the next, Constitution has confirmed the amending power on ordinary legislation institution with few procedural hurdle. In the view of this statement, examine procedural and substantive limitation amending power of Parliament of the Constitution. It is nothing but the undertone is basic structure of Constitution. You know basic structure of Constitution. Okay, undertone. Same question they asked in 2019. Question was, Parliament's power to amend Constitution is limited power. It cannot be enlarged into absolute power. In the light of this statement, explain whether Parliament under Article 368, which gives the amending power, explain whether the Parliament under Article 368 of the Constitution can destroy the basic structure of the Constitution by expanding its amending power. Again, same. They're talking about the limited power of Parliament to amend the Constitution. Question is same. So we'll go into, when we'll see the Constitution itself, that time we will get the idea basic structure. So that time we'll make the notes for basic structure. And whenever they'll ask the question, this kind of, we can answer that also. Okay. So another source, previous year question, or these two questions, previous year question, it is not random questions. Source, you can trace it to previous year question and syllabus itself. Okay, if you're reading the M. Lakshmikant, there is separate chapter for basic structure. Okay, again this question we have discussed, evaluation of collision system. This evaluation of collision system, it will be covered in classes only. It is not a very random question. Okay, 3 laws are there, 3 cases are there. Through that, the collegium system evolved, and also examine the advantage, disadvantage. Okay, appointment judges. Which is now next time, if we see the collegium system, they ask, what you will prepare now? I will tell you what I prepared for that. Now they're taking the clue that they might ask about the judiciary. Okay. Now the question will be like problems related to judiciary. First is the collegium system itself, the issues related to collegium system. Then second, women's representation in judiciary. Okay. Third, you can compare the you can prepare for judicial activism. That is also major theme. Okay. Also, it is in news that you have seen the stray dog case. Supreme Court has given verdict to rehabilitate all the street dogs in Delhi. There's nothing but judicial activism. Okay. Then vacancy in court. When you see their issues in collegium system, okay, you can see the there is lack of separation of power. You can link again to syllabus itself. Because why lack of separation of power? Because judges are appointing judges. Whatever the recommendation they are giving to president, it is binding on him. He must appoint these people. So there is lack of separation of power. So again, the bringing same points from syllabus only, you can answer the question. So these terms become important. Okay, there is called uncle judge syndrome. Means uncle judge means somebody would be, his relative will be judge and his relative will be practicing in court, same court. So obviously they will have the undue influence there. Okay, you got it. What? So also there is bill government brought 99th constitutional amendment, National Judicial Appointment Commission. Okay, so Supreme Court also said that it is unconstitutional. But also they next time they might ask, if they are asking question on constitutional system, collegium system, they might ask how the bill, that particular bill was the rational, or what is your opinion that this particular bill, that 99th constitutional amendment, which aim to appointment National Judicial Appointment Commission, which can eliminate the issues in present collegium system. So this way, like taking the theme in previous year question, you can prepare the peripheral part. Okay. So next time when you will tackle the question, you will have the strategy, you will have the content. Just need to practice how to structure it, how to write it. Okay, how to write in 250 words and how to write in 11 minutes. Okay. Then examine evolving pattern of center-state financial relation in context of planned development India. Actually, a question discussed in the focus line 1 episode I conduct. There I discussed the main specific topic. Okay, on YouTube only. So that time I discussed fiscal federalism is there. Last 3-4 days back only, fiscal federalism, that is also issue going on. Okay, so this is also Function and responsibility of union and state. Second point, this one. Issues, challenges pertaining to federal structure. Okay, now the issues, how we approach issues. Now we used to, in history, social, economic, political, we have to see. When it comes to the this one, polity part, just to give you idea what will go, we'll see the constitutional issues. Okay, then we can see the political issues. Here we can see the administration, we can bring it here. Then economy we used to see, here we'll see the fiscal or financial. Okay, these issues we'll see. Then after from that, we'll see the extra constitutional. Now extra constitutional issues will cover the major parts here. Whatever the Niti Aayog, there's because of Niti Aayog, there would be confrontation between state and this one, state government and central government. Other there, some central government's scheme would be there. Okay, so they will force to state government to enforce this one. Okay, the PM Sri one scheme is there. They want to establish some school, modernization of school. There is issue going between Tamil Nadu government and central government. Okay, it is in news only. So that comes under extra constitutional. And also when government brings some scheme, how it divided, how the financial burden taken, 60% taken by the state and 40% by the center. So that comes in the fiscal financial issue. Okay, this aspect will be covering. But when it comes later scheme related, we'll cover it here. These are extra constitutional. Other bodies related. Okay, Niti Aayog is one of the body. So what are the issue created because of Niti Aayog? Why issue created? Because Niti Aayog come with some different projects, like they will bring some rankings between two states. Okay, ultimately what will happen? Two states will confront each other. It is actually boost competitive spirit, because two people are competing. Ultimately they will strive to become better, but sometime what happens? They will clash. Okay, so this issue will be covering here. So this would be our broad approach for polity. Okay, we'll discuss when we'll see the polity approach classes. Okay, this is a collegium system. This is also done when the center is financial relation. In that, the next, what are the environmental pressure groups? Again, the syllabus. Functional, where is gone? Pressure groups. Now the pressure groups. Previously they have asked about the pressure groups in commerce related business groups. These are the one kind of pressure groups. Now they have already asked about the business groups. Okay. By taking this clue, what can be pressure groups? The UPSC now they ask about the environmental. In future, what they will ask? They might ask about the farmers pressure groups. Okay, there will be labor unions, the labor pressure groups. Okay, different kinds of pressure group. They might be asked religious pressure groups. So these all aspect, by decoding syllabus we can cover it here. Okay, if you made notes, and it's not like you need to make notes on everyone, just need to collect example from this particular. Now the whatever the role they will perform, okay, business group, be it business group, environmental, farmers group, will see the same roles only they will perform. Strengthening the democracy, increasing people's participation, points will be same. Okay, we'll just change the examples. Okay, one page ka notes, one page points, their issues will be also same. Second side will cover the examples. One page ka notes will cover the all pressure group. Now let them ask any kind of question on pressure group. We'll tackle that one. Okay. Now the inequality in ownership pattern of resources is one of the major cause of poverty. I was talking about this question, 70% people owns the 1% people owns the 70% wealth of the country. So this is nothing but the inequality. So two aspects are there. It is also syllabus point. welfare skill vulnerable section, issues related to development management, social sector. Here, issues related to poverty. When it's come to poverty, the major cause is inequality, economic inequality. We'll obviously cover that time there. Okay. So again, the source is here. When you cover the poverty aspect, will you cover all the peripheral area related to poverty, the causes, all these things. Okay, particular cause why it is causing poverty. There we'll see the dynamic aspects. So what you will again, you will have holistic notes, comprehensive notes. Depending on keeping the syllabus as a reference, you can prepare the dynamic notes. You see the previous year questions, what kind of question they are asking, you can predict the questions in future. And GS2 is very predictable. Okay. Now the contemporary development model, decision making problems and responsibility are not located close to source of information and execution defeating the objective of development. It is nothing but the development related issues. Development process, development of industries. Okay. This is one part here. Development. Second part is here, issues related to development management. Again, the human resources. Syllabus is there. Okay. Consider to take syllabus as a reference, make notes. You will tackle any kind of social justice question. Just they will interlink 2-3 aspects. Okay. In this also, National Commission on Protection of Child Rights has addressed challenges faced by the children in digital era. Yeah. Second point is like digital era. Children in digital era. Okay. Leave this one. Challenge faced by the children's. This should be our focus here. Okay. Digital era means mostly because of the this child pornography was in news. Supreme Court used some different word. They banned all the website. These all things because of this digital era you can connect here. And also previously they have asked a question on National Commission of Women. Okay, when I was making notes, now they have asked National Commission of Women. Other statutory national commissions are there. There is possibility they will ask notes. So that time only I made notes on this particular parts. Now there is possibility they will ask question on National Human Rights Commission. They already have asked if I am not wrong. Okay, in future they might ask again in different aspect. So that time we will have to need holistic this one notes. Then again National Commission of Women. Then child the right. There was one question in bill that government brought in 2016. Right of person with disability. There is also National Commission. Okay, so there also can be question there possibility. So these aspect we can take, considering one as a reference, we can make the notes for others. Okay, brief notes, 1 page ka notes for each. Then you will be able to tackle this. Examine existing policy, suggest measure of commission resources the commission can initiate, tackle the issue. Okay, examine existing policy. Now this is not again bouncer. Vulnerable welfare scheme for vulnerable section. What I told, child is one of the vulnerable section. So again this question, examine existing policies. Okay, so whatever the policies are there for child, you can cover it here. So that time what we'll learn there, you can write it here. And also suggest the measure commission can initiate the issue. Now just I was telling, we'll have this simple one way forward for all. Okay, so what the measures they can take, that will any kind of body will cover the one sample for everyone. Okay, now they are asked for child right, let them ask for woman, same points will write, just blending it. Okay, so this is one point. Second point, will bring the some best practices across the world, and that also will mention there as a value addition part. And also some policies they are already taken, steps they are already taken and proven to be very effective. Now when it comes to it is child right, you can give the other reference. National Commission of Women, they have come with many measures. That is work like this bill was there, domestic violence, dowry prohibition, Okay, the Women Commission played major role there. So this also we can give example here. So generic point we'll write the best practices and we'll write the examples from other bodies. So that time we can have the holistic content for that also. Okay. So again, predictable question. It is not bouncer. Now if you have seen, Trump has imposed 25% tariff and 25% ad valorem duty, total 50%. Why imposed? Because we are purchasing cheap oil from Russia. What is the question? Energy security constitute dominant kingpin of India's foreign policy. Okay, question came in directly. And linked India's overreaching influence in Middle Eastern countries. How would you integrate the energy security with India's foreign policy trajectory in coming years? Okay, so what coming years? Now need to answer the second part. We need to understand the issues that we are facing presently, and that we need to give suggestion for that one. That only we need to do it here in smart way. Okay, question is current affair, because international relation there will not be static question. They hardly have mentioned any syllabus. What they have mentioned: India's and its neighborhood relation, bilateral, regional, global grouping, agreement, effect of policy, politics, developing country on India's interest, Indian diaspora, important international institution, agency, flora, fauna, mandate. So here the syllabus is vague. So what will be source? One is current affair and second would be our notes. I will prepare the all the international relation in a holistic way. Okay. See the last question. Reform process in this is also a very repeated question, and United States reform, UNSC reforms, United Nations reforms. Reform process in United Nations remain unresolved because the delicate imbalance of the East and West and entanglement of US versus Russia-Chinese alliance. Examine, critically evaluate East-West policy confrontation in this regard. Okay, just because they are telling UN reforms are not happening because of the strained relation between East and West. East and West means East who comes? China, India. Okay, West comes European nation, USA. So there is strained policy between China and USA because China is not in favor. If you want to bring UN reforms, then the major proposal is inclusion of India into United Nations Security Council, and China is opposing that one. Okay, and second reform, if USA brought some proposal, Russia will veto it, and Russia brought some proposal, US will veto it, because they have some conflicting interest, also mistrust. So these factors, the undertone is this one only. How it is? Because of these issues, reform is pending. Okay, this also major static part, because from many years we are this one lobbying for UN reforms, and also the context is the current one. Current one in the sense contemporary, because it is from many days, and this question you can consider static. This one is static. It will be covered in international relations and world history also. So throughout the discussion, like if you see what we have seen, first thing is the GS2 is predictable. How it is predictable? We need to have hold on syllabus. Second, PYQ will be your source to decode the syllabus. Okay, considering PYQ, you can make the holistic notes. Okay, and 1 or 2 months just before one examination, if you go through all the current affair parts, GS2 will be scoring subject. Okay, this aspect we need to focus on here. Second part, what we need to do? Approaches. Now we have seen different themes that recurring. Separation of power was there. Okay, some issues related government, bodies related issues, challenges. So for that we need to have approach. I will write the challenge. One approach I have shown you: constitutional, political, fiscal, extra constitutional. Same way other parts. I will write the function. I will put in proper structure. For that we will discuss this all thing is approach classes. So considering that one, how we did for ancient and medieval, you can make the notes for all the points in syllabus. So you will have ultimately very holistic and comprehensive notes. You can tackle any kind of question, provided you need to be updated. Means you need to focus on current affair also. Okay, this is for GS and these are the questions. Okay, if you have any doubt, you can ask. Okay, we'll finish.